I'm Julia Schaefer and welcome to Farewell My Manicure TV. On this week's episode we look at growing beetroot when we get down and dirty in the garden. I introduce you to the carpet python that's just moved into our neighbourhood. We talk a little bit about what are the idiosyncrasies with our chickens, and right now I'd like to talk to you about a way that you can conserve water in the bathroom. Let's get started, shall we? Australians use more than 1 million litres of water per person per year. That means in an average Australian city, just the water that's used in and around your home would fill the equivalent of 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's mind-boggling. One way you can help conserve water, and it's a very simple way, is to make sure that you turn off the tap while you're brushing your teeth. It's estimated that we lose about 10 litres of water every time we brush our teeth with the tap left on. And for many people in the world, this is as much water that they actually get to use in 1 month. So it's phenomenal to waste that sort of amount of water. So please remember, every time you brush your teeth, to turn off the tap and conserve this precious resource. Today I thought I'd give you a bit of an insight into chicken behaviour, just because I find them so very fascinating. You can see one of my beautiful little Hamburg chickens is sitting here. We call it Duna. She's sitting here in the nest and she's all puffed up. Can you tell that she's all puffed up and kind of spread out? The reason for that is that she's clucky at the moment. She's actually a broody hen. Now, we have no roosters, so she's sitting on some eggs that have no way of being fertilised, but she doesn't know that. So she's going to sit on them for the next 3 weeks and hope for the best. The funny thing is, yesterday I went to get the eggs out from under her, so that because I was ending up having to buy eggs, and no one who owns chicken wants to buy eggs. And guess how many I found underneath her? 16 eggs. 16 eggs. Isn't that crazy? What I found had been happening, like it is happening right now, is that one by one each of my other girls had got inside that nesting box beside her, snuggled up next to her and laid their egg, and then they left and she would just cover it over, and she'd do it with the next egg and the next egg and the next egg. And we have 5 chickens, so you can imagine it added up quite quickly. So what do you do about a broody hen? Well, there are a number of different things that you can do. One thing is to just let them sit down for 3 weeks and get it out of their system. The other, which is a bit cruel, is that you can dunk them in a bowl of cold water and actually reduces their body temperature, which while they're broody is actually, they overheat because they want to keep those eggs warm. So if you dunk them in cold water, it actually snaps them out of it. Sounds a bit mean to me, so we don't do that. And the other is refuse them the nest, which we have done on occasion with a broody hen. I haven't with this girl, because it's not summertime. I was worried about the broody hen during summertime because it can get quite hot in the box, as you can imagine. So then we would just lift her out, close the door to the run and exclude her from the nest all day. And then it sends a sort of switch. I guess their body temperature really does cool down then, and it triggers off a switch to say stop being a silly hen, and you're not going to hatch any of these babies anyway. So that's just a bit of interesting information anyway about chickens, and I hope you enjoyed it. I had to bring you out into my garden to show you the friend that's just moved in to live with us. Can you see him behind me? It's a beautiful carpet python. Now, I just wanted to let you know that a lot of people have some misconceptions about snakes in Queensland. And yes, we do have some dangerous and some poisonous ones, but the beautiful carpet python is not one of those. Carpet pythons are very docile creatures. In fact, they won't come racing towards you. They would rather shy away from you than come towards you. And they're really useful in our environment, particularly at our place. See, we have free-ranging chickens. And when you have chickens, you have excess grain lying around, particularly because they're really messy creatures and they scatter it everywhere. And the grain brings the rodents. So unfortunately, we do have to deal with rodents in our yard as well. He's so gorgeous, he's just poised there listening to every word I say. So, because the grain brings the rodents, the snakes actually control the rodent population. And that's why I'm really happy that he's decided to move into our compost heap. The smartest thing you can do in your area is get on Google and find out what snakes are active in your space, and make sure that everyone in your family is well aware of which ones are poisonous and which ones are non-poisonous. These guys are protected, so please don't kill them if you see them. In fact, if you see a python, a carpet python just like this one, it's a very distinctive pattern, so you can recognize it. Just calmly walk away or stand still. He's not going to come racing towards you. He's not going to be bothered with you. If you see any other snake though, you need to stand perfectly still, don't make a sound, and let them be the ones to slither away, to run away from you. Most snakes aren't aggressive, they don't come out and physically attack you. If you're in their territory though, the best thing you can do is stand perfectly still and let the snake slither away. If you do see a carpet python and you're concerned in any way, shape or form, then please get on the phone and call a snake handler to come and remove it from your property. But I'm just going to let this guy hang around for as long as he wants to eat all our little rodents that are in our compost heap. So, when you start talking about the A to Z of vegetable gardening, it becomes really apparent that there are a lot of vegetables that start with the letter B, and one of those is the lovely beetroot. We've got some beetroot here that is about ready to be pulled out of the ground, which takes about 8 to 10 weeks, and you can do that. So a little bit about growing beetroot, because it's really awesome. It's easy to grow, and if you're in a warmer climate, you should be able to grow beetroot all year round if you stagger your planting. Now the best thing with beetroot is it doesn't transplant very well, so it's best to grow from seed in the place where you want your beetroot to grow. And the seeds are really quite tiny and they grow in clusters, so you will need to probably divide the plants. You might need to actually thin out as you go along. But the good news is that the small leaves of the beetroot are fantastic in salad, so those ones that you have to get rid of, don't get rid of them altogether, just chop off the leaves and use them in your salad. Now beetroot contains vitamins B1, B2 and A, which is awesome, and that's in the root part, and in the leaves it's a very good source of vitamin C. So a terrific plant to grow. I'm going to pull one out of the ground now. As you're probably aware, as the bulb grows bigger and bigger or the root grows bigger and bigger underground, it starts to push up out of the ground, so you can actually see when your beetroot's ready, which is really quite clever. Alright, which is a good one? This one here, right near me. Alrighty. There we go. It's not a huge beetroot, but look at it. It's beautiful. Just give it a bit of a wash. Take off the roots and the leaves, particularly the leaves, because if you've got this and you're going to store it for a while, if you leave the leaves on, this will start to shrivel because it's still putting nutrients into the leaves. So you chop the leaves off, leaving a couple of centimetres, and then put it in the fridge and use it later on. Now what can you use beetroot for? Well, as I mentioned, you can use the small leaves in salad, but you can eat this raw, you can grate it into a salad, you can bake it, steam it, you can probably even microwave it, and you can of course preserve it as a pickle. I actually last summer made beautiful beetroot and orange chutney, and it was a big hit at Christmas time. So the beetroot's very simple to grow. As I said, it can grow all year round in your garden, so you should never be without it. And one of our favourite recipes too is the chocolate beetroot cake. Oh, it's yum. So have a go. Grow some beetroot in your garden. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. And join us on the website www.farewellmymanicure.com. See you next time.